I went to this residency in Nova Scotia and I just brought back an entire log of driftwood that's like 5 feet long, because why not check a log as your like checked luggage. Anyways. My name is Sara McKarney. You're interviewing me because I'm a visual artist. So I do a lot of multidisciplinary work, which can range anywhere from printmaking to kind of more drawing practices or kind of like large-scale installation work. A lot of my work is really ephemeral, so a lot of it ends up breaking down. I find that really funny because I work in museums and I specifically a lot of the times make work that is not archival or like in that realm very problematic because it's made out of natural materials or it will fall apart. It usually falls apart as part of the work and has a lot to do with ideas of phenomenology and ideas of kind of the lives of different things. So one of the big projects that I have done is the bed linen series, where I took a photo of my bed every day for a year. So I had a tripod set up in front of my bed. I would wake up every morning, pull back the sheets, and then photograph it. And I did that over and over again every day for years. So it's a very banal activity, but it was one of those things where I found it as a way of working with this object that is very much a part of my home space and one of the objects that you spend the most intimate time with. And it almost is like thinking a lot about like printmaking and stuff like that. They are almost like model prints, so the sheets are completely different every single morning. And documenting them over and over again. Like one photo, alright, it's a photo of your bed, great. But when you get a whole room of them, and I printed them off as little, I think they were 3x5 photos, and gridded them over an entire gallery space on nails, so they kind of hovered off the wall. They were completely surrounded by you, and they end up becoming a lot more powerful looking at the same kind of banal space over and over again. You really start to you can read them almost as landscapes, so they look almost kind of like rippling hills or kind of like tidal spaces of kind of how the duvet and comforter kind of sit, and you end up taking on kind of characteristics to things like the pillows kind of like move around in ways, and you kind of see these weird relationships in them even though they're inanimate objects. And then one of the kind of overwhelming things about it is that there's this extreme feeling of melancholy that sits with them that I really enjoy, of this space that really ended up being abandoned by you over and over every day, and it's the thing you spend the most time with. Yeah, I was really happy with how that project worked out. A lot of my work ends up being like fairly accomplishable and ends up being, I guess, almost kind of quieter work. So I don't make like those big bold pieces. I guess like some of them kind of end up being a little bit like that, but a lot of the time, to me, they end up seeming like quieter kind of things and like small little gestures, or like a small gesture that's repeated so many times that it becomes overwhelming. But yeah, I like to view my work as being kind of quieter. So a dream project is just an idea that you have to figure out how to make happen.